Blog Talk Radio.
President recognizes Mr. Adams of Massachusetts.
Objects of the most stupendous magnitude. Measures which will affect the lives of millions, born and unborn, are now before us. We must expect a great expense of blood to obtain them. But we must always remember that a free constitution of civil government cannot be purchased at too dear a rate, as there is nothing on this side of Jerusalem of greater importance to mankind. My worthy colleague from Pennsylvania has spoken with great ingenuity and eloquence. He has given you a grim prognostication of our national future, but where he foresees apocalypse, I see hope. I see a new nation ready to take its place in the world. Not an empire, but a republic. And a republic of laws, not men. Gentlemen, we are in the very midst of revolution. The most complete, unexpected, and remarkable of any in the history of the world. How few of the human race have ever had an opportunity of choosing a system of government for themselves and their children. I am not without apprehensions, gentlemen. But the end we have in sight is more than worth all.
In the councils of government, we must guard against the acquisition of unwarranted influence, whether sought or unsought, by the military-industrial complex. The potential for the disastrous rise of misplaced power exists and will persist. We must never let the weight of this combination endanger our liberties or democratic processes. We should take nothing for granted. Only an alert and knowledgeable citizenry can compel the proper meshing of the huge industrial and military machinery of defense with our peaceful methods and goals, so that security and liberty may prosper together.
The very word secrecy is repugnant in a free and open society, and we are, as a people, inherently and historically opposed to secret societies, to secret oaths, and to secret proceedings. We decided long ago that the dangers of excessive and unwarranted concealment of pertinent facts far outweighed the dangers which are cited to justify it. Even today, there is little value in opposing the threat of a closed society by imitating its arbitrary restrictions. Even today, there is little value in ensuring the survival of our nation if our traditions do not survive with it. And there is very grave danger that an announced need for increased security will be seized upon by those anxious to expand its meaning to the very limits of official censorship and concealment. That I do not intend to permit to the extent that it's in my control.
We have before us the opportunity to forge for ourselves and for future generations a new world order. A world where the rule of law, not the law of the jungle, governs the conduct of nations. We have a real chance at this new world order, an order in which a credible United Nations can use its peacekeeping role to fulfill the promise and vision of the UN's founders.
George Bush has invoked a new world order without enunciating a new American purpose.
Bush kept said, and it's a phrase that I often use myself, that we needed a new world order, and instead it looks like we got a lot of disorder.
Today we take an essential step in defeating terrorism while protecting the constitutional rights of all Americans. Preventing mass terror will be the responsibilities of presidents far into the future.
The Declaration of Independence, the Constitution, the Bill of Rights. These are not simply words written into aging parchment. They are the foundation of liberty and justice in this country.
This is an ideological battle. Some people believe in globalism, others of us believe in national sovereignty. It's a contest between ideologies, whether we believe in our institutions here, our national sovereignty, our Constitution, or are we going to further move in the direction of international government? It's just knowledge is out there. If we look for it, you'll realize that our national sovereignty is under threat.
All I know is that first, you've got to get mad. You've got to say, I'm a human being. God damn it. My life has value.
All right, everybody. Okay, good show tonight. It's 7:06 p.m. on the East Coast. I've got a lot of people on the phone line here tonight. Obviously, they crashed my YouTube channel. They shut down my Blog Talk studio screen twice on me, actually, because I got a lot of people from Virginia that are calling in, supposedly. And let's see here. I asked someone on my Facebook, one person actually, to call in and see if I could see them. Sometimes it wasn't you this time, Mel. Actually, it was Jamie. And actually, I do see her now at the bottom of the screen. I do see her at the bottom of the screen. I have a 320 number. So I do see you. Very good. All right, so you got through. So because my call screen has been blank 3 times already. So obviously, they know what I'm up to and they know what's going on. And I have some very important people that are going to be queuing in tonight, supposedly. I hope they will be. I don't know. This is live radio. I have to do this at a spur of a moment, mainly because if I plan this and I schedule it, what's going to happen is I'm not going to have a chat room. What Blog Talk's going to do is they're going to shut me down. I'm not going to be able to get through, but if I do stupid crap like the MandelaCon shows and everything we've done in the past, then, they're all for that or the Tony Talker nonsense. But tonight we have a very special show. I'm going to have the Republic on the show. The Republic, and this is for you out there, everyone who's fighting for your rights as an individual, and we will have the Republic on this podcast here, and we will be calling a sheriff's department up, and we will get the right answers from that sheriff's department live on this show, or I will arrest them live on this show right here, right now. I will do it. Okay? I have the forms right here. I will arrest them, and I will serve them. I don't care, electronically, whatever ways they want to do it. I don't care, but I have the ways, I have the means right now by certain people that have told me I know how to do it, and let's do it, and I verified it. So we're going to have a very good show here tonight. We're not going to put up with any crap or nonsense. And all the punks out there and all the trolls, you just hang right up and get lost. Don't come back because you're not going to be on here. This is not about you tonight, okay? It is not about you. This show is about the status of the Republic and how we stand and for which we stand now and the status of our Republic. They're threatening some freaking virus out there. How many of you know who's sick from the flu? Call in. How many of you know? Nobody, probably. You're probably all healthy. You probably got a cold and you coughed a few times. That's it. Now you got the coronavirus, okay? Listen, I think this is all a big put-up job. I think this is a false flag. That's what I think. I'm saying it right now. I'm going to be the first one to say this. I think this is a false flag to crash the economy and test us for what? To repeal and take away our Second Amendment rights, even our First in a lot of places. And I believe the New World Order is doing this for a reason. It just can't be. This is not what's happening. We're all not going to die from the goddamn flu, okay? It's not going to happen. You should hear the pastors I've debated with. Boy, oh boy, as soon as they find out the rapture is going to happen, boy, they start running to the bank, okay? Those 501c3 pastors, look, a lot of them are my good friends, actually. Let me tell you. But when I start telling them, look, man, there ain't no damn rapture. You're going to freaking suffering through the tribulation. What are you talking about? I got to go. I got somebody waiting on the other line. Yeah, that's right. You know it. Because your church is an apostasy. Your church is apostasy. Jesus is knocking outside the door. You can't get in. You fake, phony, Bible-believing nonsense. Okay? If you were a true Bible believer, you would not be a 501c3 church. Simple as that. But tonight, I really wanted to, I'm hoping that the governor here calls in. I'm waiting for his call, actually. The governor here for the Republic, the governor of the Republic. I did not send a message to the President Geiger, actually. And those of you who are like, well, President Geiger, what the heck is he talking about? Well, I'm going to tell you right now, that is the Republic. They are going to be the ones that the interim government, that's when the Federal Reserve tries to take your Federal Reserve notes, shuts everything down. You don't got no travel. You know, you got no way to do anything. You're going to have another government, a lawful government, a government tended by our founders, if you accept it and you are willing to receive it. Simple as that. Look, you have got to believe. You have to understand. You don't understand. That's the problem. A lot of people don't because you got a lot to lose. You don't get it. None of you, I read the Bible, blah, blah, blah. We could debate all night long. The Bible is real. As simple as this. You have to believe it. You have to believe in your heart. You have to understand it. Okay? Are you truly in touch with yourself? Do you know who you are? Do you know where you're going? You have to understand all these things. A lot of people don't get it. They don't understand what's going on. They don't understand the New World Order. This is many different facets of what's happening here in society. The flu thing's got everybody freaking scared. You know what? Don't be scared. It's not the end of the world. It's not going to happen. All right? They can close the schools even in your freaking neighborhood. It's not going to happen. Wall Street is playing you like a bunch of suckers. I don't give a shit. Wall Street, close the goddamn doors, turn the lights off, go home. You hear them cheering at the beginning of the bell yesterday? Anybody out there listening? Yeah! You bing, 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 bing. Well, they just opened up 800 points low. Oh, God. They're trading with you dumbasses. Stop letting them trade with you. Stop it. Knock it off. Simple as that. All right. Anyway, press number 1 if you want to get on the podcast here real quick before I start taking my regulars. Let's see. Let's move down the line here. We got a bunch of people on here, actually, that want to get on here. 657-383-0616. Press number 1. If not, I'm going to start calling the sheriffs of Virginia, okay? I'm going to go with the first private caller. Go ahead. Otherwise, I'm going to hang up on you real fast. Go ahead. What's on your mind?
Hello, Joe. Can you hear me okay?
Yeah, I can hear you just fine. But you sound like a woman. Are you a man or a woman? You sound like a woman.
No, I'm a man.
You're a man? Okay, well, you sound like a woman, so goodbye. So I don't want you on here. You know what? Get your ass off the show, okay? Goodbye. You sound like a woman. Don't need you. Don't need you. All right? You're calling in for a private number 1. You're from that Tony Talk garbage. All right? Don't need you. Get lost. All right. Anybody else? Press number 1. If you're man enough to step up to the plate, or if you're woman enough to step up. He said he was a man. Okay? We're not going to tolerate that crap here tonight. I'm not going to play those games from any of you. All right. Let's start with calling the sheriff here. Let's educate the people out there. Let's do that. All right, let's see here. All right, communications number. Here we go. Let's call this sheriff's department to find out what the hell's going on, why they're going to be violating our constitutional rights. Let's see if they really are standing up for our constitutional rights. Let's move along here with the podcast. Where are the patriots at? Where are my patriot brothers at? Where are you? I don't see you. Come on, we're going to kill something. We're going to do something right. We're going to out there strike. We're going to get out there. Yeah. Come on, I'm calling the sheriffs right now. Where are you at? Where are you at? Right, nowhere. That's where you're at. Just like me running for office here in North Carolina. Put the word out to every single Patriot network that I could find here in my area. Guess what? You know what I heard? Cricket. Because you know what? Ain't nobody going to do shit. Simple as that. None of you are going to do nothing. You're going to surrender your AR-15s. You're going to give up, or you're going to get shot and killed and raided in your house. Because when the red flag laws that are going to be passed in each and every single state, which they are right now as we speak, okay, Virginia's the first one right here, and North Carolina, you're next. Oh, Rockingham County, Guilford County, you can declare your sanctuary cities all you want. God damn, when those feds come into you, the Sheriff Sam Page of Rockingham County, and they say, sir, you're relieved of duty, take that badge off, sir, the federal government is now in control. What are you going to do? What are you going to do? With your 50-pound overweight sheriffs, cockeyed, they're all cockeyed inbred. What are they going to do? Well, what do you mean, sir? I don't get plates like this. What am I going to do? I don't get my pack of beer. No, sir, you keep your gun, keep your little pea shooter there, and just take your badge off and go ahead. The feds are in control now. All right, yes, sir. Yes, sir, I'll obey. Yes, sir. That's what's going to happen, okay? That's what's going to happen. Yeah, you know it, you inbred mother sons of bitches down here in North Carolina. You know it. You know, a bunch of punks and sissies. I haven't seen nobody step up to the plate yet. None of you. None of you. I'm out there, right there, Walmart, standing up there petitioning the people all by myself. Boy, I said, look, Mel, where are you at, Mel? Mel, come on here and give these people live testimony how you posted an ad on everywhere in North Carolina that I would pay these people cash to come out and get signatures. Come on, Mel, where are you at? Mel from Florida, my brother from Zoom. I want him to come on here. I want the SEAL brothers out there to hear this, because you know what? Lay down your arms, brothers. Lay them down. Don't do it. Don't do it no more. Just lay it down. Just go ahead. You build your cabin in the woods and don't partake in society no more, because these people are suckers, man. They ain't worth fighting for. That's it. They ain't worth it. Simple as that. Go ahead, 352. Go ahead.
Joe.
Yes, that's it. That's the gentleman I was looking for. Go ahead, Mel. Tell him what we've been doing. Come on.
Yeah.
What results have we got, Mel?
What is wrong with these North Carolina people? I grew up there, okay, and back when I was growing up, people supported your friends. What the hell is wrong with people in there now?
They're not. You know what they support, Mel? They support that Egyptian pyramid on that dollar bill, brother. That's what they support. That Egyptian pyramid. Okay? That's what they support. Because they've hoodwinked our society. They got us so buffooned that we're fighting with each other on our own damn networks every single night, not knowing that we've been hoodwinked. Listen, I don't care. You can file all the goddamn paperwork you want in your courthouse. You're not going to get nowhere. All right? Simple as that.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
I mean, I'm ashamed to call myself a North Carolinian. This is just ridiculous. And all of our Patriot brothers and sisters out there, where in the hell are you? The man needs help. Stand up, get a backbone.
Right, Mel. And tell Mel, what did you do? You posted an ad everywhere in this area. You emailed every single church in Rockingham County. And did not get not one reply except for the Jesus Latter-day Saints who said, "You want to join us?" That was it. Okay.
Yeah,
you didn't get one reply.
I sent emails to like 20 churches, and like I said, back when I was growing up, if you asked for help from a church, they would give it to you. Now they're worried about their damn tax status and shit.
I know it, brother. You know what? It's sad, man. It's sad. Folks out there, this is the status of your republic right here, live, right here. This is the status of your republic. You know, I'm going to tell you that right now. I went to Walmart in Mayodan, North Carolina. It was Eden, Mayodan. I don't know. Same damn shit. They're all freaking.
I remember you telling me that.
Somehow. Yeah. I go to Walmart, right? I got the Eden Police Department running up this. And all I hear is footsteps, like the stormtroopers, you know, like like footsteps behind me. Sir. I turn around. He's huffing and puffing, you know, ready to tackle me if he has to, you know. But if I make the wrong move, because that's why I gotta be sudden. Sir, we got a complaint that you're harassing customers in a parking lot. I laughed. Okay, here's the clipboard, sir. Here I am in a suit and tie, brother. I'm in a suit and tie. I'm literally a blue suit, right? There's a picture of it. A blue suit and tie, all dressed up, with a clipboard in my hand, okay? Now, when he was running up to me, watching me while he was trying to track me down, he didn't see I was holding a clipboard because I was standing there out in the open in the middle of the parking lot, you know? And I'm harassing customers. No, sir, I'm running for your local representative's office. North Carolina, House 65, actually. And here's the clipboard. Here's the forms that these people gave me to go out and petition the people. Well, sir, Walmart has a no solicitation policy. I'm sorry, you're going to have to leave.
Yeah, really.
Yeah.
The people, the people. I mean, the real
brothers, Brother Mel.
Yeah.
Where are my brothers in arms? Where are you?
Yeah.
Where are you, militia? Where are you? Where are you, militiamen? The Sons of Liberty. Where are you? Come on, man. Because that's the status of our republic. You're gone.
Yeah.
Long gone.
Hey, Joe.
You died right after World War II.
Yeah. When push comes to shove, it's going to be a little too late because these people will say, well, why didn't somebody stand up and do something? We are trying to do something.
Right. That's right. You know, and that's the thing, and it's so sad. And all the people out there, you could take your little study courses at 3 o'clock in the morning, and you could file all your paperwork and say, yeah, I got recognized today. Yeah, I spoke up at the podium. That's great. That's good. God bless you. But you know what? You ain't going no farther than that podium. You know what? I'm telling you right now, you ain't going no farther. Because those legislators, those governors, they got the boys. And they got the gals, too, the gals who want to dress up like men, you know, with the cat's eyes. And they will slam you down on the concrete head first, put the handcuffs on you, put you in a concrete box. All right? Because the New World Order is here. It's a big idea. It's a New World Order. And you know what? It's here. And they are poisoning you. They already got the freaking bioweapon out there, the convoy fighters. Americans, Donald Trump's up there, you know. We did good. Yeah. You know how he says everything 3 times, you know. And and he's got Pence up there. He's got the VP up there now, you know, up there on TV. And then he's got that little freaking guy with the big nose. He looks like freaking Popeye or something. He looks like that guy from Mad, like Donald Trump said. You know, that cartoon Mad or whatever with the ears flopping out. You know, I was never muscled. I was never forced. News media don't report on the truth. Just keep the people dumbed down. That's right. Just keep obeying the Federal Reserve banking cartel. Just go ahead and go to work on Monday. That's all. You know what I mean? This is the thing, folks.
It's going to be a real sad day when they start pulling people together, put them in cattle cars like they did for Auschwitz and all other death camps.
Well, hey, look, brother. You want to go back to World War II?
Labor camp.
Brother, Yeah. Hey, brother, you want to go back to World War II? America stood down for so long, they didn't believe the Jews were being killed in those freaking concentration camps. Oh, no, Hitler would never do that. Come on now, man. No, we don't want to get involved. We're okay over here, you know. Listen, man, America's just as guilty, if anything, of everything. Yeah, as a matter of fact, you know, and look, the whole world is. We all are. Until we stand up and we unite together and we put all the stupid shit aside. Look, I don't want to hear it. When you have a brother out there in arms that has been out there preaching on the internet for as long as I have, and I'm not just saying me, but I am saying me right now because I'm saying this. When I call you out and I put you to the table, I don't care if you're 3,000 miles away, you get in your car and say, Joe, I'm out of gas, can you help me out? And I will help you out. I will find a way to come get you. And you bring your ass over here and we will stand together and we will stand up for the Republic. Come on, how many of you out there are willing to do what the founders did? Come on, where are you? You talk to all the good shit on the freaking internet all night long. None of you are going to bust a grape in a freaking fruit fight. Simple as that. And then you come over here and start this shit, I'll hit you with so many goddamn combinations you'll think you're at Acme Safe, okay? So don't even start that shit. The fact of the matter is, the Republic is dead. Dead in the water. Until I start seeing something from someone else, guess what? I'm going to go back underground and do what I got to do to survive for myself. Because you know what? I'm not putting myself out there no more. That's how I see it right now. That's how I see it. Why should I? I got a bunch of freaking drunkards calling me today. I got this guy, Timmy Case, up there on Horse Pen Creek Road calling me. I borrow $100. Yeah, here's your other office. You know, and I got this other guy, Neil, over there on 158. Neil, you know, he's a stick preacher. He looks like he's about 6'5", weighs 102 pounds. Drunk, gets drunk by 11 o'clock every single morning. You're a sucker, Neil. You're a punk sucker. That's what you are. For real. You're a sucker. I asked him to sign the petition. So I got need another beer. You got a hit? Yeah. You're a bunch of suckers. You call yourself Americans, you should be ashamed of yourself, for real. You should be ashamed of yourself. Flat, straight up, man. And look, I'm out here all the time. I get death threats. It ain't nothing new. You want to call me and threaten to kill me, go right ahead. Get it all the time. I'll leave the porch light on for you anytime you want to come by. You ain't nothing. You ain't nothing. You got nothing. Fact. Okay? No, just go shoot up a store or something. Go do something stupid like that. That's all you know what I mean? Go do something crazy. Go take some Xanaxes and your freaking oxycodones or whatever the hell you're taking out there. You know, your dope fiends out there. And go shoot up a store. Don't do something stupid like that. Because that's what you do. You're all a bunch of puppets. You believe the freaking corporation, everything it says. Yeah, we can't even teach these people the law. We can't even teach them the republic. That's the saddest damn thing, you know? You should be ashamed of yourselves out there. You should be ashamed of yourselves. Call you red, white, and blue. Wait for your Trump hats. Your Trump hats make me sick, too. For real. I got arrested 18 months ago. I got arrested for standing up for Donald Trump. You know what? I was stupid for doing that even. I was stupid. Cost my family $400 to freaking bomb me out. You know, stupid. Because I was in there talking about the border and shit. You know what? I should have kept my mouth shut. You suckers out there don't deserve people like me. You don't deserve other people out there that are standing up for the freaking republic. You don't deserve it. I still got to go to court for that shit. Where's my brothers? Are you going to go to court with me? I got court on March 25th. March 25th, Guilford County, North Carolina. Where are you going to be? They're starting a man of God. Listen how loud he's yelling. You know, man of God. Yeah, 501c3. You know, we can't have this guy in our church. You know, yeah, I know. Yeah. Phony baloney package. Go to church on Sunday, screw him on Monday. I know all about you. I know about you, pastors. I've had it out with you many times over the years. Yeah, doing your tap dance out the door when I freaking quoted scripture to you. Hey, look, you know,
they'll have all the excuses in the world why they can't be there.
I got Bible study. Joe. I can't be on the show tonight. Joe, I can't come to the show tonight. I got Bible study. Yeah, I'm traveling across the country to chase $100 bill. Yeah. Well, I'll come out there and I'll buy you lunch, Joe. I'll come out there and buy you lunch. Yeah, I'll call you at 10 o'clock at night and talk your ear off for 3 hours. I'll do that. Yeah. Why don't you come on this radio podcast and give some freaking testimony? Why don't you come out here and tell us what's really going on? Why don't you tell us what you're doing out there to stand up for the republic? Tell us what you sacrifice. We got brothers out there right now doing time in prison, all right? In prison right now, locked up, and we're out here living a good life. We should be ashamed of ourselves, okay? Any man that was with me, who stood with me at one time or another that is locked up, caged up in prison, you know what? I should be ashamed of myself to be happy and celebrate life while that man is going through trials and tribulations, while I'm out here preaching the word. Well, life goes on, you know. We'll send him $50 to his canteen. You know, bullshit. All right? Because I've been there. I know what it's like to be locked up. I've fought the 13s. I've fought that freaking system. I fight it now, for God's sake. You should be ashamed of yourself and call yourself patriots. You ain't no damn patriots. And the sheriffs are going to stand down. Yeah, we're going to see if the sheriffs are going to stand down. Let's see if they're going to stand down. Let's see. I'm going to call the sheriff's office right now. We're going to call the sheriff's office right now in Virginia. And I'm waiting for my friend here from Colorado. I'm hoping he's on the line here tonight, Mr. Governor there, James Carpenter. I hope he's there. Actually, he is there. I see him. Hang on. Let me scroll all the way back up. Mr. Carpenter, we got a full house here tonight. Yeah, Mel from Florida. Thank you, brother. I appreciate all that you've done for my campaign. You know, a man in another state that sacrificed so many hours of his time. This man just gave testimony that he's ashamed of North Carolina. Ashamed. Can't get 5 people to meet you at McDonald's, for God's sake. You know, what's the status of our republic? That's the title of the show here tonight. And I'm telling you, I'm really upset. I'm upset. I'm ashamed. I really am. And you know what? I know there's good brothers out there that and the pain that I'm feeling and understand what's going on, that the people out there, just, you know, and I got my own family. They're suckers. For real, they are. They're suckers. My own blood, they're suckers. They feed into the system. That you know, I listen, and people out there know that. Well, it's not a law unless the president signs it. You know, I got arguments like that crap going on. They don't understand the Constitution. You know, and they can run their mouth all they want because they're not going to do nothing. I stand alone. You want to come stand with me? Then you want to be with God. You want to understand life. You want to go out there and work and be a man. You want to go out there and be a family. Then come on, let's do it. I invite you right now.
Joe, just say the word.
Yeah,
I'll spend my last dollar to get up there to you and stand with you. I'll have your back.
I know you will, Mel. I know. Thank you, Mel. I know that, brother. You're a good man. I know that. I'm so happy to meet you. But I want to bring another good brother on Mel right now, Mr. Carpenter from Colorado. Citizen of the Republic.
I'm going to
go.
Yeah.
Governor.
Okay, I'm going to hang up and listen.
Mel. Okay, thanks. All right, Governor Carpenter, give us the status of our republic. Give us some good news, because I'm kind of shouting these people down here tonight, and I'm losing my voice, actually. So, Mr. Carpenter, go ahead. You're live. You're live now. It took me, you kept bouncing up numbers. We got 250 people on here, so go ahead.
Well, Dr. Joe, you got me at a disadvantage because I came in late. So what is the state of the republic? Because the people are the republic. So tell me, what's the consensus? Where are we at?
The consensus is, brother, is that the people, if we are the republic, then we are lost and we are doomed, because the people are lost. The majority of the people, and even the far right minority, we are lost because we can't agree on nothing, and all we're doing is we're bringing each other down. And the status of the republic is basically a simple way of saying is that it's lost. Go back under, do your thing, live your life, believe in your God, and carry on, because the republic is not. It's gone. It's gone. At least from where I stand right now, or where I sit right now in my studio. If you convince me otherwise, I welcome you. And we got a lot of people, brother, listening right now. So go ahead, brother.
It's a government, a republic of, for, and by the people. So it tells you right there that the republic is of the people. So if the people don't understand the republic, or the concept of the republic, or what our forefathers with divine intervention helped to implement, then if they don't own it, then I guess they don't own it, do they? Pretty simple.
True.
So the first thing you got to do is you got to own it, because it says of the people, for the people, by the people. So if you want a republic, you got to own it. And most of us own it bastardized, because the truth and the intent and the application has been withheld from us. So we're perishing for lack of knowledge. So, I don't totally disagree with your answer to my question, because if the people don't own it, then they don't own it. They don't understand it. They don't have it. And so I've been on your show before, Joe, and thank you very much for asking me back again. Many people have asked me, well, I didn't have a chance to elect you. Well, there was a quorum of states that came together under the Constitution and re-inhabited our vacated republic, and that's established in law and verified by a Supreme Court ruling stating that there are two governments in the United States: the government of, for, and by the people, our republic, guaranteed to us by the Jay Treaty, the very first Jay Treaty we ever signed. And so it's a republic in perpetuity. But it's only there if we own it. But it's there for us to take, to inhabit, to fall back on. And that's what a quorum of states did back in 2010. And immediately they went into many different committees. Committee to take these documents and make them public, and so that the world understood and recognized that the republic was re-inhabited, and that it was our intent to bring this form of government back to the American people if they so chose. But at least now they would have an option. And so basically my job as an interim governor for Colorado is education. And I think that's why you like to have me on your show, Joe, is because I bring forth some points that people don't get in everyday school. And so if you're an American, this is your republic, if you choose to have it. What you're seeing playing out today is a fumble. It was a fumble and a handoff between Barack Obama and Hillary Clinton. And we got the ball. and this was just months after President Barack Obama at the National Prayer Breakfast, or the National Press Breakfast, I'm sorry, got up and announced that the Republic was dead. And he was so happy and he was celebrating. And they just about had us on the rocks. But we still held the lawful title recognized by the world. And as long as we hold that, then somebody else can't hold it. And we just merely hold that for the American people because this is theirs. So what you're seeing is the scramble for the football after the fumble between Obama and Clinton. And we kept the football. The Patriots kept the football, and they're advancing. And you can see that the bad guys are getting crazier and crazier and revealing themselves more and more each day as to their intent, who they are in spirit and in soul, and in their afterlife with the pedophiles and the young children and the human trafficking and the extent of corruption. And I can't quote it, maybe you can, Joe, the old saying about total money corrupts totally. Something
for the love of money,
but,
for the love of money, is the root of all evil, brother.
Rule number one,
you know, yeah.
Rule number one applies, you know, always. And so,
but it applies in our daily lives, and that's the problem that I'm trying to bring up, is that we're all too consumed with our own lives and not with our God and our Creator. You know, I think God's given us a test here. You know, because the New World Order is blue virus. Are we going to turn to God and put faith in God, or are we going to put faith in Donald Trump or the scientists out there? You know, I mean, I'm not trying to criticize Donald Trump by no means, because I understand he's the last stand before our republic. I get that. I understand that. And a lot of people out there don't. But, you know, we're going to put our faith in God, or we're going to put our faith in science, and, you know, and I think that's where we're going to start entering into a new world order.
Well, let me just bring your question into perspective, because it is relevant, and it is rule number one: follow the money. So we like to think as patriots that it's all about us, but it's not. In some senses, it's not. The world has been planning a new currency, a way of conducting world business, and this has been in the plans for decades and decades, and JFK was assassinated over it. And so the battle just continues on. It just happens to be this is the battle that has gone on for eons, and this is our place in time. And so this is our world. And what they're doing is there's been a parallel financial system running for the last year, and it's an asset-backed system, and asset-backed valuation, and you can go back to the Economic Forum, and Trump's opening speech said we're going back to common law, and we're going back to gold-backed currency. Well, he didn't stutter, and it's perfect English, and it means just exactly what it means, even though our heads spin when we think about that and the implementation of that, because it's going to be huge. And we're in the final days of this. And as they've allowed the American people, I call it information waterboarding, so much garbage, so much filth, so much trash, so much impropriety, so much immorality, so much corruption, so much division. This is a perfect melting pot for a huge explosion. And when this government goes down, because the world's mandating it and the banks are crashing around us worldwide, then if the republic isn't re-inhabited, now we're a country without a government, the UN charters kick in, and the UN gets what they've been waiting around for, and has to come in and create socialism under the guise of Soros and the Clinton Foundation and all these well-meaning people that seek to live the good life while you and I reap the benefits of socialism and communism. And that's what they want. But the Republic, the Trump, the Patriots got in the road, and this battle that we're in is for all the cookies. And if we go down, folks, the world's pretty much toast because they've got control of the gold, they got control of the guns. We're the last domino that has to fall. And we're the hope of the world. That's why you see the yellow vests in France. That's why you see the riots in Hong Kong and in China and the signs that say, President Trump set us free. Because they want freedom. They've been under this thing that Bernie Sanders and Obama and all these people have been pushing down our throats for all these years. And they've been educating us so that they get the result that they want. And look at our millennials.
What, Governor? If I don't mind, I've got about 45 emails already and a lot of instant messages already. Governor, what's the message that you can give as a God-fearing individual? I mean, because look, we're not going to give you the word here to go out and create violence. That's not going to happen. This is not what it's about. We're not going to go out there and start a revolution. That's not what it's about. That's not what the Republic is about. That is not. So don't even go there if you're even attempting. But, Governor, I've got several different militia groups on the podcast here tonight. I'm going to be honest with you. I've got a lot of patriots, whatever the government wants to call them or whatever we call them, lone people out there that just sitting back waiting, and they're like, hey, they're taking our rights away every single day. How much can we be pushed before we can stand up and say enough is enough? I think that was what one person said. James out there in Idaho, actually. James in Idaho sent me that message. Good, James. Thank you. Go ahead, Governor.
May I answer that?
Yes, please.
I was on a radio show with retired General Paul Vallely the end of September, and that was on our Republic News Radio 101. And he stated that he had just got out of meetings in the White House, and that there would be boots on the ground and that we were going to see some social disruption, but realize that if we are, as a God-fearing, moral, and just people, seeking one platform of law, not a two-tiered system, then this was what has to be done. And there was going to be some housekeeping taken care of. It was a week later that it was announced by himself, General Vallely, on another radio show that he was in charge of Red October. And it was just a couple of days later, I believe it was either the 3rd or the 5th of that all the reserves were called to active duty as of the middle of October. And they have been on this notice at this time. And indicators are that there's troops that are being called up in our reserves, and that's about 700,000. And I went on the Marine website, and it was the orders, and it said that they were calling these reservists to active duty to aid local law enforcement in defense of the homeland. Interesting wording. We know we've got a big war between the drug runners and the Air America and the cartels and the triad down on our southern border. And we expect to see that eventually come across our border and come into our country. That's primarily one of the biggest reasons, I think, because there were the southern states specifically mentioned in that order off the Marine website. So it's interesting
Well,
to see how
basically,
things
Governor,
play out.
yeah, it's interesting how things will play out. But the thing of it is, though, Governor, is that we have people out there. I know you and I had several private conversations, and those will stay private always. Of course, that's between you and I. And a lot of things, and everything basically that you've told me has come true. And I've tried to hint to people without telling them, hey, I heard this, blah, blah, blah. And the thing of it is, what I'm trying to say is that today, we see what's happening with this flu virus thing. Obviously, there was a bioweapon, and it was patented a few years ago, this cure, because everyone's panicking right now, and everyone's saying, oh, they're doing this on purpose. And here I am in North Carolina trying to run for public office, and you even told me, you said, Joe, don't do that. Don't take part in the corporation. Just stay away from it. But my friends, they said, Joe, try it. Get out there. You got a good following. Hey, infiltrate the corporation, get your foot in the door. And I believe in that. But the thing of it is that people out there, like you said, I don't think they're ready for the republic. So if they're not ready for the republic, and they don't understand the de jure system, and they don't understand what our founders put forth for us to have and keep and fight for, what happens? What do we do from there? I mean, we all say, what we're going to do if this happens. But what if we don't have the numbers anymore? What do? We just go back to living our lives and say, hey, I tried, and we walk away?
Not at all, Joe. Not at all. In fact, one of our very first mandates was to mitigate the fallout from all of this. And as leaders, good leaders mitigate the damages. They know there's going to be damages, but they try to keep them to a minimum. And so Trump has been turning this ship incrementally. And many times, I'll challenge you've never heard the use of the Republic more on TV than since he's been elected. At his inauguration speech, he said, this is not so much a change of administration, but a change of power, and I'm here to give the power back to the people. That's not an exact quote, but it's pretty darn close. So it's been very obvious.
That's pretty much on target, Governor. That's pretty much on target. Yeah, and he has stated the republic more than any other president, other than JFK. When we know what happened to him. Well, Ronald Reagan tried a few times, but but so you are correct. You're pretty much on point there.
And so there's going to be some changes, but you have to understand that you got to break some eggs to make an omelet, and that's kind of where we're at today. It's going to take a little effort. It's going to take a little effort on everybody's part to grasp the new information and to learn to apply it. But it's really common law is very simple compared to the complex admiralty law with the codes of statutes that we live under today. Nobody's right supersedes another person's right. It's really simple.
What about Governor?
So,
Governor, may I just interject? Because I got a lot of people that are listening right now, and they're doing this thing where the Bar Association, their monstrances movement and stuff like this, like Mr. Turner, President Turner, which we know landed him 18 years in federal prison, which we pray that he will be released. Hopefully Jean's on the platform here tonight. I'm hoping she presses 1, comes on the platform here, and David too. Also, I hope you're there listening. And press number 1 because we need your knowledge here for the Republic and understanding how we got to the place we're at, because a lot of people need to know that. But with President Turner and everything, a lot of these people are out there. They're starting to move again, Governor. I've been seeing this. I'm letting you know this firsthand, and I'm saying this right now to you for the first time. I've been talking to a lot of people on different networks, and they're starting to get into this filing papers and they're arresting the bonds and filing certain the Masons manual and stuff like that. And I played stupid at first. I was like, I don't know what you're talking about and stuff like that. And even though we've been through this already back to 07, 08, 09, 10, 10, 11, and then, what's your recommendation to these people out there in these sovereign intent movements that want to, with the corporation, the de facto, and filing these papers and whatnot, what's your advice? I mean, well, if you can give your opinion, it's your opinion now, and on how they should go about their business. And because I say stand down and just do what you do, come to the Republic and understand that the Republic is here, and educate people on what the Republic really is and what it's all about. But go ahead. Floor is back to you, sir.
Well, thank you, Joe. That's a good question. And it goes back to the very beginning 10 years ago when I first started going down this rabbit hole. And there was a lot of that going on around me. And I sat in on classes. I paid for classes. But when it came to actually filing the paperwork, a man who turned out to be our Colorado State Supreme Court Justice and I were sitting there next to each other, and we looked at each other at the end, and he said, what do you think, Jim? And I said, well, I don't feel good about this. And he says, I don't either. Let's go. I said, you're right. Let's go. We got up, went, and left. So as it turned out over the years, and the more I analyzed it, and the more situations I was involved in, and I have been involved in them, and I've talked to the three letters, and you know, there's a whole wing in the FBI that's disinformation, and that's all they do. And every good con has enough truth to be a good con. And I was even at a deal where one of the sheriff's deputies had gone down the rabbit hole and filed the paperwork. And we were fortunate that we were with a lot of the people I was involved with at the time were exceedingly brilliant people, and they found the website on the Department of Ag that told you how to go about doing all of it. Well, when the FBI came to arrest the deputy, they called her in early that morning, and they asked her where she found this information, and she said right there on your website, and she went in and showed them, and that was the only thing that kept her from being arrested. But you know,
yeah, well, Governor,
things.
Governor, not to interrupt, but yes, and that's a great point, folks out there, people that are doing this right now. You know, you're going down a rabbit hole, and what did you said a key point, the FBI dedicates an entire wing to disinformation that you're receiving. Key point right there, very important.
They're meant to take out the advanced scout. These people that are willing to do this, they're patriots, Joe. They're people that are the advanced scouts, the SEAL teams. But it's a way to keep us divided, a way to keep us confused, a way to keep us without impotent, basically. And it's drawing us into their jurisdiction. And that's the thing about what the Republic's declaration is we have put on paper and filed it with the world that we agree not to go into their jurisdiction. In other words, to use their jurisdiction as an attack on them. So we need to be patient. I know more than I can say, Joe, and that's what we're seeing today is all these things are being exposed a little at a time to mitigate the damages, to help educate the American people as to the truth, and to provide a solution. And the solution from where I'm sitting and what I'm seeing and what's being implemented is going to be a beautiful future for an industrious, self-governing people. And the rest of the world is going to be blessed equally also. And so this whole global thing that we're seeing coming down is going to be a world changer. And we need to keep in mind that it's not just about the United States. We're part of the change, just like Russia was part of the change and is part of the change when they resigned their seats here, 45 days ago and are rewriting their constitution. And Iraq is in that
and you don't hear
process.
about that. And Governor, that's very. You brought that up on the last show actually, and we researched that actually. A lot of people, and you were absolutely correct. And nobody has talked about that and addressed that. And this thing happened with China with this flu virus, and a lot of people don't understand this. And look, Governor, like I was back there in the day with William Dodge from Connecticut. Look him up. Went to federal prison. 1991. 1991, folks. Where were you in 1991? Well, guess what? I was out there with gentlemen like this. out there fighting the same battle that you're bringing to the table. So, and Governor, you're absolutely right. These are patriots out there. They want to learn. But I think what they're doing is they're getting themselves in trouble because, like you said earlier, which is a key point. I know you went away from this, and I see the calls on the call screen. Actually, the FBI dedicates a whole wing to this disinformation. And you guys think, you may get up there and speak at a podium for 15 minutes, but at the same time, you have to understand you are a patriot. You are. God bless you. Yes, you're doing the right thing, but be careful. You're not going to cash in no birth certificate. You're not going to arrest. Listen, we know people that have arrested judges and done all that stuff, and they got to play the game for a little while, and what happened to them? They ended up getting, slammed into a federal prison. I mean, it's a difficult subject. This sovereign intent thing and this republic. And a lot of people out here, I'm getting so many messages. I've gotten 557 emails already through this show. And I know a lot of people that I've been speaking to recently, of recent. And look, of recent I met the last couple months. And I told you just then that I've been doing this since 1991, folks. Okay? So I've met a lot of people throughout the movement, year after year after year. Been through the crap myself. Been there, and the military and everything. We had the military on board, and the Republic is the only logical solution that we have, but if the people are willing to receive it. That's the thing.
Dr. Joe,
if I can. Yeah, sure. Go ahead.
You know the
Governor.
tree by its fruit. You know the tree by its fruit, correct? So these good friends of mine, these patriots, these martyrs, they ended up in jail and imprisoned for their efforts because they didn't follow what we had agreed to under the Republic and not crossing jurisdictional lines and this paper pushing stuff. And they ended up in jail. And so they've removed a good portion of the most dedicated people and the leaders of the Republic through these disinformation and this flypaper stuff that they got out there. So the fruit of the tree has proven me correct over 10 years. So let me just send that out there as a warning. And thank you for the opportunity to speak to that, Joe.
Oh, yeah, always, Governor, as always, and a sound voice for the Republic, and that's very important what you just said. And like President Turner, met him, spoke to him on the phone years ago. Great person, a patriot. And we're trying to get his release, and the thing of it is that, and whether I agree with him on a lot of things, the Republic was the only answer, and then we go back to the guardians of the free republics and everything like that. Look, I was there, I know, and a lot of things happened. Murders happened, for goodness sake. People lost their lives, folks. You don't understand it. Children lost their lives, 9-year-olds, it's sad, police officers lost their lives. What's going on here? Is this is this the beginning of what we're seeing here, another civil war in America? And I know I opened up the show here with a lot of tangents and everything about, people out there aren't getting involved. Why aren't we getting involved? Why aren't we not using the peaceful means we have available to us? Is our camping trips so important? Is our fishing trips so important? Is our lives that important that we're going to throw it away? We're going to throw away our neighbors' lives for our individual lusts and loves and wants? This is the sad thing. This is the questions that we have to answer together as citizens, as people living in America today. No matter what you believe, whether you hate the Constitution, whether you love the government, whether you love the flag, whether you hate the eagle, whatever you're black, white, brown, whatever you are, you have to realize that, there's a common good here. There's always good versus bad. And we all have to push away all the other silly stuff, the paperwork, like the governor just said. Forget that, man. Put that aside. Join the right side. Do the right thing. And I'm telling you through experience. I told you, 1991, people I've seen go to federal prison. Myself went through the system, and seen it. This is the thing. Understand what's right and what's wrong. I'm out here right now against my brother's advice that's on the phone with me right now, okay, running for public office. And what did I open up with? I can't get 5 people to meet me at McDonald's if I paid them to at 9 a.m. in the morning. What's that tell you? We're sick people. We need to heal ourselves. We need to look within ourselves and start really reaching for what's important out there, and which is what? Freedom. Okay? Independence, the right to life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. Understand the republic. Governor, I want to let you go because I got some callers here. I don't know how long you got with
Joe,
me, but I want callers press 1. Yeah, go ahead.
Can I
you got
address
as
one
much time
thing?
as you want, sir. Yeah.
And I appreciate the militias, and be it organized or individuals, because freedom is an individual responsibility. And the militia is our Second Amendment, which protects our First Amendment. But there is a right way and a wrong way to do anything in life. And if we are truly a moral and just people that live by a code of ethics and a code of law, and the umbrella protection that our Constitution and Bill of Rights gives us as American citizens, to come out from underneath that would be very dangerous. The lawful, peaceful way of transitioning government was given to us in our Constitution, and that's what we're seeing playing out today. It may be a little more drawn out, but not near as painful as getting outside of our Constitution, our rule of law, by any other means. And so overthrow and coup d'etats and so on and so forth, these are not protected and authorized by our Constitution. But the Constitution does give the American people
I think I lost the governor. I think I lost him. He got cut off right there. I think the governor got cut off right there, and that's my phone lines are loaded. But I need people to I didn't announce this, so I should have. Press the number 1 if you want to speak. I got calls dropping like crazy and then reconnecting. So I got a lot of calls reconnecting, and I think there's the governor again. Okay, good. Press the number 1, folks, if you want to talk, if you want to get on here. And I want to call the sheriff's department in Virginia tonight and ask about these new laws that are being signed into law by the House of Representatives. There we go. All right, a lot of people are reconnecting. A lot of people got booted off. Hey, that happens, man. We got a lot of people on here. I want a lot of people and the militias out there. I appreciate you guys, 3%ers out there, my friends, the SEALs out there, my brothers out there. I appreciate you guys listening. I appreciate you listening tonight and hanging in there. I'm going to reconnect the governor. I want to give him as much time as possible because he is a special brother of mine, and a lot of you know that. He's a good friend of mine and a really great person that's a part of the Patriot movement that has given me such sound intel that I could not even say it right now, okay? So go ahead, Governor. I got you back now. Go ahead.
Thank you, Joe. Sorry we got kicked off. But I just want to assure people that by engaging with the Republic and going about this in an orderly, lawful manner will give us the best results and most protection, because if the Republic is not accepted by the American people, then literally what they've made is the choice for the UN to come in and to give them whatever form of government that the rest of the world sees fit for us to have. And we've all seen those 8 or 9 geographical areas they're going to break our country up into and so on and so forth, and that's their agenda. So this is what's at stake, folks. And this is a solution, because once the codes and statutes which are of the corporate making, are no longer in effect, then we're back to what President Trump said at the Economic Forum. We're back to common law, and we're back to gold-backed money. And this is where we're at. And you're going to see this happen in the very near future. And it's not something to panic about, because it's all going to be better, and the land opportunity is going to be even bigger and better than ever before. So you're either part of the solution or part of the problem. And I encourage everybody, we're all in this together. Get on board. Thank you, Joe.
Yeah, you're welcome. Governor, how can they find the Republic? You know I promote it all the time. Real quick before I get to the next caller. How can they find the Republic? You didn't give that out. Give that information out, and I'm hoping you'll stay on while I make these other calls. But if you have to go, I understand. And I'm hoping David and Gene, I'm looking for their phone numbers. I don't see them. But how can they find the Republic? Go ahead, give that information out, please.
The website is www.republicfortheunitedstatesofamerica.org. Or our Colorado website is coloradofreestate.org. And you can see the documents that's filed with the world in The Hague, the flag that's recognized by almost 200 countries as a legitimate flag of the legitimate government of the Republic. So a lot of information on those websites. You can add your name to the document and be a supporter, sign up for emails, updates, listen to calls, go to YouTube channels, and listen to President Geiger and different roundtable weekly phone calls that we have that we archive. So there's a lot of information there, folks. And as I tell everybody, I was born ignorant. I don't want to die that way. So if I'm mistaken, prove me wrong. But prove me wrong, don't just give me an attitude. Thank you, Joe.
That's right. Amen. Amen to that. You're absolutely correct. I say the same thing, That's great. The governor there, Free State of Colorado, always, when I bring him on, I mute everyone, and I make sure he's able to talk, because he has such wisdom and kindness in his voice. Why not listen to what he has to say? I mean, that's what's so important. And we got so many militias on here on the line tonight. The Sons of Liberty, other militia groups. I'm looking for someone from the 3 Percenters, actually, that's supposed to be on here. I don't know where he's at. I invited him on. Let's see here. I'm scrolling down up and down the line here. What I want to do is, real quick here, I'm going to mute the governor's actually, I'm going to mute his call line. That's what I'm going to do. Hopefully he'll remain with us as long as he possibly can. If Mr. Hertler is out there, David or Gene, if you're out there, press the number 1, and I'll connect you, because I want you out there. A series of books that they wrote that I have, they sent me for free, actually. I had them on my show years ago. For goodness sake, powerful books, the most powerful other than the Bible, let me tell you. Outlines everything. The history of our country, basically, that you're not taught in schools. So, David, I don't know if you're out there, or Gene, if you're out there, press the number 1. I'm scrolling up and down. Forgive me if I'm missing your number. I'm trying to avoid some other numbers. But what I'm going to do is, everyone, press the number 1 if you want to get on here. 657-383-0616. That's the number. If you're listening through one of the websites or links, that's the number to call. And I want to contact the Sheriff's Department. That's what I'm going to do. And then what I'm going to do is start connecting callers after that, okay? I see you all, everyone lighting up. Good. Let me contact the Sheriff's Department first. Let me do this, and everyone just remain quiet. Those of you on the call line, those of you I've unmuted, just remain quiet. And press the number 1, and you will get a say. I promise. You will get it. The unscreened, you will get a say. As I'm blocking a lot of people that I see, but I see a bunch of you that I need to get on here. All right, let me contact this sheriff's office in Virginia. I've been wanting to do this. I just got this feeling, man, that I need to contact them and find out what the hell's going on. Let's see if I get somebody. If I don't, then we'll get the callers, okay? It is a Saturday night, so let's call them and see what happens.
Hello, and thank you for calling the Henry County Sheriff's Office. Office hours are 8 a.m. to 5 p.m., Monday through Friday. If this is an emergency, dial 911. If you know your party's extension, press 1 and the extension number. To access the spell by name directory, press 2. Please listen for additional options. For jail and court security, dial 3. Patrol, dial 4. For civil, dial 5. For investigations, dial 6. For animal control, dial 7. For all other divisions, dial 8. For a live attendant, dial 0.
0. We'll see if they connect us. If not, and I don't give that option on here. I do have communications though.
Hello, and thank you for calling the Henry County Sheriff's
All right,
Office.
they're not going to.
Office hours are 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Monday
All right,
through
they're not
Friday.
going to connect me.
This is
Okay,
emergency.
that's fine.
Dial 911. If you know your party's extension, press 1 and the
All right, I do have another number for their communications office. I'll dial that.
Press 2. Please listen for additional options. For jail and court security.
All right, let's hang up on that guy right there. He could play it twice, but I got so many people on the line here tonight who want to get on, so I don't want to waste your time, of course. But let me try communications, see what happens. And this I'm trying to get a hold of the live sheriff in Virginia, the routine number. And I want to ask him some constitutional questions, and I do that on this show all the time. If you just go back in the archives and listen. And we got the Army National Guard on here, and they just totally made jerks of themselves. But anyway, let's try this number, and then I'll get to callers, okay? And I see the ones out there, area code 619, I see you. Area code 614, I see you. So, and many others, okay? So just be patient.
You have reached the Fredericksburg Police Department non-emergency line. If you have an emergency, please hang up and dial 911. For an officer's assistance or to make a report, press 2. Otherwise, please listen to our menu options to better assist you.
Oh, Lord.
Si usted necesita asistencia en español, por favor, marque el 9. We primarily serve the 22401 zip code. If your needs are not related to 22401, but you would like a referral to other localities or the Rappahannock Regional Jail, press 8. If you know your party's 4-digit extension, please dial it now. If you would like the dial by name directory, press the star key. For police records, which is open Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. to 4:30 p.m., regarding copies of reports, fingerprinting, permits, and parking ticket inquiries, press 1. For the dispatch center, press 2. For the detectives division and investigations, press 3. Property and evidence section, press 4. For supplies, billing, and equipment, press 5. For the secretary to the chief of police, press 6. To return to the main menu, press the pound key. For all other inquiries, please stay on the line and your call will be answered shortly.
That's what I want to do. Stay
Transferring to the operator.
Oh, good.
Communications, Linda?
Yes, how you doing? This is Communications. I just wanted to make a statement or maybe ask you some questions. Who am I speaking to, ma'am, if you don't mind?
Can you hold on just 1 second? This is Linda. I'll be right back with you. Hold on just 1 moment.
Linda, okay. Getting a number popping up right now, so I'm
okay, how can I help
down.
you?
Someone said,
Hello?
yes, Linda, how you doing?
There.
Yes,
Hi.
Linda, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you just fine.
All right, Linda, I'm just worried about. I woke up this morning. I'm a construction worker in your area actually, and I'm seeing that the House and the Senate just passed the gun control measures that that violate our Second Amendment rights. So I was just wondering, what do we do when the governor signs the law into effect? I mean, as I am, I'm a Second Amendment supporter, and I open carry and whatnot. And if I own an assault rifle, do I have to turn that in? Do I have to turn it in once the governor signs it into law?
They haven't stated any of that because it hasn't gone through yet. So I wouldn't be able to answer that question.
Okay, but if they do, though, if they do sign it into law, though, I mean, you work for the sheriff's office or police department? I didn't catch your name or what.
This is a police department.
Okay, you're a police department, so you're a police officer.
No, I'm a communications officer.
Communications officer. Okay. All right. Well, you're still operating in their capacity within the corporation itself. If they say that it's unlawful for someone to carry a gun or have an assault rifle, and they come and they try to take our guns, what do you suggest I do? Do I just surrender them?
That's a whole different thing. That's a whole different thing. Coming to collect property is completely different than making something illegal. That's a whole different process that the government will have to address. They'll give us instructions as police departments on how to proceed.
Okay, so, but if they give you instructions to proceed, do you think, I'm just a little bit worried. I mean, I don't want any police knocking at my door. You know, I'm a little worried about that. So I was just wondering if they give you instructions to confiscate our firearms, will you do that?
I'm not a police officer, so first of all, no, I wouldn't. I am in communications, but I can't advise you on what our policy is going to be for the city or the police department because it hasn't come up yet.
Oh, okay. Well, how about
so we don't have a policy in place.
Okay, you don't have a policy in place. So you wouldn't do that, though. That's what you said. If they ordered you
to confiscate our firearms. We don't have a policy in place. I mean, it's a police department. Obviously, they have to enforce the law, but we don't have a policy in place because it hasn't become an issue yet.
If the law conflicts with the Constitution, is that is not a question that we should address? You know what I mean? If it
not me.
With
that's
the
not my position. That's something for my chief to hand down to us. That's not my position at all.
Well, ma'am, with all due respect, that's my question. You as an individual, if your chief says, hey...
With all due respect, my family was down at the rally, too. I don't know the answers to these questions.
Excuse me, ma'am? I didn't hear that. I'm sorry.
My family was at the rally as well in Richmond. I don't know the answer to these questions any more than you do.
Well, I would say if your family was at the rally, I'd say God bless you. But if they ever do give you an unlawful order, I would say what? Uphold the Constitution, right? Don't obey any unlawful order.
I can't answer questions on behalf of my chief because it's going to be his direction that I follow, and I don't know what that will be. I can't answer that question.
Well, if it's unlawful, ma'am, if it's unlawful, why would you follow that order? You're going to obey an unlawful order?
You're asking me hypothetical questions about something that hasn't happened yet. There'll be a policy in place when it happens, but it hasn't happened yet. These are all hypothetical situations. I don't have the authority to answer them, and if I did, I would tell you, but I just don't. They haven't come up, and it's nothing that's even been discussed at this department.
Okay. Well, you've been honest with me, and I appreciate that, and I can see that you're, pretty emotional about this conversation, so I will not, pursue it any further. But God bless you, and hopefully, God bless the Republic, right?
Well, be safe. Take care of yourself, okay?
All right. God bless. Take care,
Thank you. Bye-bye.
All right, everybody. You can see what just happened right there, live on this radio show. I got someone from communications. She's an officer, and you could tell she started becoming very emotional. And you can hear it in her voice, and that's the problem that we need to face right now as citizens in our republic. I didn't want to push it any further than I did because I heard her becoming emotional. So as me being, someone that's compassionate and understanding the republic, I didn't push any further. Well, you just heard a live call right there. That was a police department I just called in Virginia. I mean, folks, if that wasn't powerful enough for you to understand good versus evil right now on this radio show, then I don't know how I could possibly do it for you. Because I just got a female on the phone line that practically was crying because you heard her voice. It was breaking up. And rightfully so, because this is the confusing question that people are going to have to face. Are we going to stand up for what's right, what's godly, or are we going to pay our mortgage? Are we going to make that car payment? What are we going to do? What am I going to do? You heard her voice, folks, right there. And I'm not going to put the department out there because I don't want her to get any backlash or whatnot, okay, for this. Because I think she was honest and sincere, and I appreciate what she had done. Because she said it. My family was at that gun rally. They were there. Yeah. Damn right. Damn right. A lot of patriots said, F you, Governor. But yet, it doesn't matter, does it? Because they're still pushing that law through to take your freaking guns. They're going to take them, yes, because they have to disarm us. They have to disarm the people. Because it's a new world order. It's a big idea, you know. And I'm going to start taking calls. I want to take some calls here. And I got the governor still on the line. I want to make sure he gets back on here before I. So please make your time wise on my podcast, or I'm going to hang up so fast your head is going to spin. 619, go ahead.
Joseph, I have a quick question. You said you were arrested for supporting Trump 18 months ago.
All right. You're off the air. All right, yeah. What's your question, sir? Go ahead. Come on. All right, you're off the air. Goodbye. All right, 614. Go ahead. 614. You waited 55 minutes to say that. Go ahead, 614.
Hello, Joe. This is Adam. Just like to point out that she deferred in that phone call to her chief. She was going to wait for the policy to come down from her chief, and then they would know what they would be doing. She was going to follow his directive, and that whether or not a person decides for themselves an order is lawful or not is actually a decision that each and every individual in this nation is going to have to decide. Lawful orders or unlawful orders are part of every person's oath to uphold the Constitution of the United States. That's not a directive that is issued by someone above them. So that's kind of a flaw in the way she was thinking. I understand that she didn't want to give that information out on the phone or her opinions on the phone. Probably, I'm sure her job would be in jeopardy. But that's what the people are afraid of. They're afraid to speak up. They're afraid to make any real statements or make any real moves because there's real consequences. The state is creating real consequences for people to stand up, and they don't really know how to do it safely. That is what is keeping people down. They don't understand that the power rests with them. They don't understand that they really can decide whether an order is lawful or not. And they have this idea that authority decides for us. And there's so much at stake. Those of us that work for a living, that actually try to abide by the law so that the state doesn't take from us what isn't theirs, it's fear. It's fear. It's the lack of knowledge, the lack of understanding of their position versus ours, that they are our servants and we are the masters. They flip the tables on us, and getting people to a point where they understand that is really the number one step, I think, to securing this future you guys have been talking about today.
Sir, you're absolutely correct. It's just that, I saw her voice breaking up. As being on the radio, I could tell she was getting emotional, and she just wanted to get the hell off the call, and save face as much as she possibly can. But that's the question, brother. Are we going to save face together? Are we going to do what is right and stand with our brothers out there that are fighting, like I started off the show with? There are people out there trying to do the right thing. Joe, I got a job. Look, I'm not being selfish. I'm saying, yeah, of course, I understand that. But when do we stop? I mean, where do we draw the line, brother? Where do we draw the line here? Lawful, de jure, de facto, this, that, like the governor was talking about. We're going to have to there's a time for choosing, brother. And when does that, are we at that time right now, you think? Give me your opinion.
Oh, we are definitely at that time. The problem is, so you're talking about de jure, de facto, all of this. The vast majority of the population don't understand these things. They don't understand what any of that is. Why is it that a law in paper, the de facto, is different than the law of the land or the common law, which is de jure? And most people don't understand those concepts. You've got to bring people up from the basic understanding that they have been taught from elementary school, is that you've got people in authority, the authorities. You've got cops, you've got legislators, you've got the governors, and these people tell you what is good and what is bad and what you can and cannot do. They don't understand that sometimes that these people don't have any right to do what they do. In fact, all they have is a duty to protect you under your common law. And we have to stand on this because our lack of knowledge and understanding of that is allowing them to take it from us. So
no,
you have
right.
to stand.
You're right.
You have to stand. Everyone has to stand, but before they can stand, they got to know what they're standing for. They don't know. They just don't know. They don't understand. And in some cases, they don't want to know because they don't want their lives as it is. You know, you were talking about the camping trips and stuff like that. People right now don't want to put their neck out and risk the life they have to learn this stuff because there is a real danger that the state is going to come down, that you're going to lose something if you make this stand. And that they, of course, you know, the state, the de facto, they want a consequence for you to stand for your own rights, for the rights that are God-given or endowed by your Creator. They don't want you to stand for them. They want you to believe that these things are just paper and they can be changed on a whim by authorities. They change their rule from a government of, by, and for the people to a government that has been given some divine right to tell us all what to do. And until people really truly understand that, they won't stand. And you have to give them a reason to want to stand. And I unfortunately feel that until it really comes down to people losing their rights and figuring out that they are going to lose everything if they don't stand. We actually are going to lose it all. And
we are. Yeah.
That may just have to hit.
You're absolutely right. You make absolute sense, brother. You do, and thank you so much for your input, and thank you for listening. I really appreciate that because your input tonight was very powerful. Because we had a lot of people on here that they're all across the country. I know a lot of my brothers out there are listening. I appreciate that. I really do. But what you just talked about right there, we go. So what do we do? I mean, how do we move forward? What do we do? How do we move forward? I mean, what's the purpose here? I mean, what's godly, what's not, this and that. I mean, what do we do? How do we move forward as a republic?
For the way I have been approaching this idea over the past few months, educating is one thing. You know, everybody talks about we need to educate. Well, that's really well in word, but it's not effectively happening, not fast enough. We've had 4 years of Trump, and people are kind of aware of some of the levels of the corruption and the evil that are out here, and that we are in a position to lose a lot, but it's just not really disseminating quick enough among the population in some meaningful way that people will stand. So the idea would be to get with the like-minded people, and it has to happen, to me, on a state level. And you start getting like-minded people, and you start standing in your local communities. You start standing in your anywhere you can. You get on line meetings. You get on Facebook. You get on these little Zoom conferences and stuff, and you start communicating with people that are concerned, and as many people as you can find that are concerned, and you teach them about the paper corporation de jure governments and the fiat currencies and how these things are going to lead to our enslavement and get larger, ever increasing circles of people, to where eventually you can get a group that understands enough of this false government, this corporation government that they've created to enslave us, that they they learn how to apply the common law. There are people out there already doing this. My friend Shannon and a couple others that are actively taking that remonstrance process and the petitioning process and stuff and bringing down these fake courts, these corporation administrative processes that steal from us. They steal our children. They steal our property. They steal our money. They steal everything from us. Assuming
well,
themselves
that's what
to
I was
be,
talking about earlier. Hang on, that's what I was talking about earlier. These sovereign intent movements that are out there that are engaging the jurisdiction of this corporation, and that's what we were. And I think the governor was talking about that a little bit actually. I think I know who this is actually that's calling in. Can you I want the governor to comment on this after what you have to say, because the governor is very well versed in this. I want to let you know that right now. He understands this stuff. So can you tell me about this remonstrance stuff, and tell me real quick in like 4 or 5 minutes what's going on, and then I'll bring the governor on, because the governor's been through this. I want to let you know that. So I want you to go ahead, give 4 or 5 minutes. Tell us what's going on here and how this movement is going on through your friends, if you don't mind. I want to give you the floor. Go ahead. I may have lost him, actually. I think I may have lost him. Hang on. He may be there. He may not be. I don't know. All right. I may have lost him. All right. Let's go with 314. I think I lost that caller. He got cut off. Probably with the government. Who knows? 314. Go ahead. 314. Go ahead. Adam, I don't know where you went.
You know, your last caller was exactly right in what he was saying. You know, the people that this country today, the people in this country today is totally unaware, ignorant of what government is supposed to be. Constitutions are not taught in schools anymore. And that's how they get you. And we know who the days are. They're more likely to have a cross-dresser teaching your kids than someone teaching from the Constitution. Your conversation with the police officer, I think she was, people control the police. Police are employees. The people is the employer. But in most municipalities, they don't know that and surely don't exercise that right. And it just got totally, completely out of hand. You know, Donald Trump was a godsend to me. If it wasn't for him, the things that we finally came to light would not have never been known. And it's just that close, Joseph. It's just that close. It's going to be trial and tribulations from here on out. It really is.
But you know what? You're absolutely correct. I want to appreciate your call. I really do. What you just said right there was absolutely correct. Governor, are you still there? Governor from Mr. Carpenter from Colorado. Can you hear us?
Yes. Can you hear me, Joe?
Yeah, I can hear you. Go ahead. The floor is yours. Go ahead. Yes, Governor, the floor is yours.
Well, I do have to agree with these gentlemen. You know, the old adage, you hit what you aim at, is very applicable here. I'm not saying that these dedicated people that are pursuing the monster in their own system, realizing the deck stacked against them, you know, are truly dedicated patriots. Many of my friends have gone down that road and have ended up with 3 hots and a cot, and their lives are pretty well destroyed. Not to say we don't have that right or responsibility, but it's kind of like taking a knife to a gunfight. The ultimate solution, and this is my message to people, is these things are like a swarm of bees, and you can attack one bee at a time, or you can attack the hive. And at this level is where you get rid of all the bees. And this is the direction that the world is headed. For 10 years, we've had a voice. For 10 years, we've had a republic recognized in law. And in 10 years, people continue going after the bees because that's their right as an American. And I support that right. But now, folks, I can't stress it enough. We're at the time where we're going to start seeing things implemented. The first caller you took brought up some good points. And the reason that the Republic was vacated was because the South got up and walked out of representation. And so without representation, according to the Constitution, the only thing left was an executive order creating a corporation to pay the bills and run the day-to-day activities until there could be the Republic re-inhabited, which is what the Northwest Ordinance was all about. And
That's
so
right. And a lot of people don't get that about the Civil War. They don't get that. They don't read all that because they're not taught that, Governor, in school. But before you carry on, Governor, I want to let you know I got 320 on here, one of the monster people that actually has been taking the fight to the people. I think that's her, actually. So I want her to come on. But, Governor, go ahead. I want you to finish your point, and then she can come on. Go ahead.
Yeah, I'll make it short. But anyway, that's how all that happened. And now, folks, we're at the time, I've seen the court dockets. There's 144,800 or something like that sealed indictments in the federal courts waiting to take down pedophilia, corruption, and human trafficking. And that's a wide swath. And that goes through up into the central banks for money laundering. And this is the way the world is going to be changing, along with the help of this new coronavirus. So this is what we're seeing playing out in reality behind the scenes. And the switch is about to be flipped. The financial system that's to replace the existing one has been running concurrently for the last year. And so now, folks, it's not a choice of whether you're going to want to accept a change or not, or demand a change, because all it would have taken was more than 50% of the Americans to stand up and say, we want to go back to the Republic, and it would have been a done deal. But instead, we kept going after the bees. But now, Trump being the orchestrator of change, and the world and their agenda coming together, and we don't have a choice. And this is going to be our new future if you accept it. And nobody says you have to accept it. But you might want to
that's the key, Governor.
All this
yeah,
because
that's the key, Governor. Yeah, that's the key if they accept it. That's the key.
This is your umbrella of protection. You want to rewrite the Constitution, do a constitutional convention, go about anarchy and overthrowing the government and getting out from underneath that Constitution, man, now you're in no man's land. I mean, this is serious stuff, folks. And this is where we're at. And it's each of our responsibilities to stand up and take part. This is the meeting place. This is where it all lawfully begins. RepublicForTheUnitedStatesOfAmerica.org. This is
That's right. You're absolutely correct.
Get on board.
Yeah. Yeah. They are. Governor, 320, this is one of the individuals that's been out there. I think this is actually. 320, is this Jamie? Go ahead. Is it you?
Yes, it is. Yes, Joe. Yes, Joe,
okay.
it is.
All right. Yeah, well, all right. Jamie, from Minnesota, this is a Minnesota female that's been out there. She's fighting the system. She's standing up, and she's kind of like doing what we did many years ago. And I haven't told her this, but maybe tonight's the night to do that. But I want her to go ahead and talk. Go ahead. Speak, please. Go ahead. You got the floor. Go ahead.
Okay, I do agree with what the governor is saying. Okay, and there's a reason why I go to all these Senate meetings and speak in front of the Senate, because it's on record, because it's for the public to hear. And the one thing I always bring across when I'm speaking to the Senate, the Madam Chair or the public servants, as I address them, is that I initiate that you are here for the people. Okay? that is the most important thing that we have to let them know, is that it is for the people. It's nothing about sovereignty. I don't deal with any kind of sovereignty. The petition of the remonstrance, I mean, people don't know what a petition of remonstrance is. That dates back to the 1800s. A petition of a remonstrance is a full case presented in front of the legislative body. Like the full case, the evidence, the actual evidence, allegation versus facts. Okay, because in your judicial court system, it's all de facto. And I address that to the committees. It's time to take the de facto out and replace it with the de jure. For a reason, not to open up a can of worms or to run down rabbit holes. It's just to open some eyes that have not been opened. They have no idea what's going on out there. And there is a big change coming, and everybody has to prepare for that. From what I'm seeing, there is some change for the better, but there are some very doubtful people out there. Getting unity is most important in any kind of movement today. The unity of versus the unity of evil. But presenting a petition of remonstrance is starting from the beginning and showing the legislator how the process works, because you need to tell your legislative parties how to act, because we the people are the ones to administer it. They need to speak up for the people and what's the best interest for the people. Here in Minnesota, it's in complete chaos with Taxing Timmy running the show. I'm sorry, I'll say it straight out. He has opened a floodgate of misbehavior in my perspective of Minnesota. I am ashamed at this point to even be in Minnesota for the shit show that's going on here. It's a sad deal, but I do see how I do relate to what the governor is saying. I understand what he is saying. So, Joe, enlighten me on years ago when you tried this.
Governor, go ahead, Governor. I want to give you the floor now. You heard what she had to say, and she's very knowledgeable. I've been speaking with her now for about a month and a half on the internet, and she did. Obviously, we've been through this before, Governor. So go ahead, Governor. I want to give you the floor. Go ahead.
Thank you, Joe. How do you change a person's reality? You change their perception. So since I started out down in the trenches and trying to ferret all this stuff out 10 years ago, and it wasn't easy and it wasn't as transparent as it is today, because there's been a lot of work and a lot of things revealed. But all that to be said, I applaud people like this lady, and be patient, await your time. President Trump has appointed just under 200 new federal judges that are constitutional judges that will be working in transitioning from the current law form of the codes and statutes of the de facto that we currently suffer under, and those will be replaced by common law and different business and taxing practices. There's going to be a big reality, and it's about a 10-year project, they estimate, to fully get this implemented. All that to be said, that as this process unfolds, I believe that you're going to see a lot of arrests done under RICO or organized crime. And a lot of those will be held and instigated by the people on a more local level. And so, from my position as governor, I see people like what you're doing, setting a table for that time when the people can stand up and take control of their government and prosecute those that have held us in bondage through the many spider webs of the corporation. So I applaud you for your efforts. Just be careful and don't step across the line. Don't get yourself in a situation where you're going to draw enemy fire, because there's nothing more that they would like than to take out our best and our brightest and get them out of the way so that they don't have to deal with them in the coming days. And, you know, I look back at over a 10-year time and the people that I've been friends and associated with and see where they're at today that continue to go down the rabbit hole and poke the tiger, and they're not doing us any good sitting in a cell with 3 hots and a cot. They could do us a lot more good educating and uniting and serving on committees and serving as representatives and judges and so on and so forth. That those positions are available. And they're going to be occupied by somebody. So is it going to be the people that are on this radio show, that 0.000%? Who's going to step up? We want liberty. Well, liberty is freedom, and freedom is independent morals.
I think you got a good. I think you got a governor there in Minnesota, actually, to be honest with you, because I think she understands actually, and I think she finally understands that, you know, what she's doing has a sacrifice to it, but she can be a part of the republic and you know, do something that, like what we've been trying to do for so many years. And the thing of it is, like you said, don't poke the tiger. You know, don't poke the tiger too much, because look, these people are going to self-destruct. You know, we see it right before our very eyes, and that's what's so very important that a lot of people don't understand. The corporation is going to self-destruct. They're going to kill you and kill themselves. You know, I mean, you have to go into then you got to go into theology, and you got to go into God and the Bible and all that stuff, and you got to take all that in account. You got to take it all into one picture and absorb it as much as you possibly can, and then come up with your own decision and your own conclusion as to what things are going to be. Don't listen to what these other people are out there saying, because they're going to steer you wrong. You know, you're going to end up in a prison cell. Yeah, oh yeah, you're still on, Jamie. I'm going to finish up my point, and I want to give you the. Okay. You're going to end up in a prison cell, or you're going to end up in the wrong avenue, a way of going about things. And there's a lot of knowledge out there, and I see that you are doing that. You're attacking the knowledge out there, and you're using it, but be careful. That's what the governor was trying to say. Be careful, because we've seen people die over the years, locked up in prison, 18, 20, 30, 40 years. They're doing time right now. But go ahead, Jamie.
Okay, yes, and that's another point I wanted to bring across was people kept asking me, well, why didn't you say this and why didn't you say that? I ain't stupid. I'm not going to put a target on my back. You know, there's different committees that I want to go sit and speak in front of, and I have them pointed out. You know why? I go through the archives of Minnesota. I study who I want to talk to and who I don't want to talk to. I study who's listening and who is not. I do my research. So everybody that's seen what I did at that committee, they're like, well, why didn't you say this or this or this? No. I just wanted to make a couple points at that specific committee, okay? I just wanted to make the point that you are our public servant, and you need to be listening to we the people, pointing out that the de facto needs to get cut and replaced with the de jure. I mean, I didn't go into detail like they wanted me to. I ain't stupid. If you want to go up there and run your mouth about child trafficking, go ahead. Put a target on your back. But there's a time and place for things like that to be addressed. And he's right.
That's absolutely correct.
Did I not tell you this? Did I not tell you this a couple of months ago, Joe? that Donald Trump did open the gate. He opened the gate for we the people. And I said the thing about the judges, just like the governor just said. He appointed them judges for a reason. There's a big change coming, and it's going to be for the greater good. Because I have that broad spectrum thinking. I can see the bigger picture where a lot of people cannot.
Yeah. Well, Jamie, actually, you're out there fighting. This is one of the governor. This is one of the patriots out there that are fighting in the state of Minnesota, and she understands. She's talking about things like a lot of people that we talk to, Governor. They don't understand what the hell we're talking about when we talk about the Republic. So, in closing thoughts, Governor, I'm going to get to one other caller that's been waiting a long time, and then, Governor, I want you to do the closing thoughts to the podcast here tonight as best you can, unless I see someone else pop up that I know. And I'm scrolling down the phone numbers. I'm going to unmute this number real quick. You've been waiting 45 minutes. Go ahead.
Hi. Yeah, I already lost my Second Amendment rights on my right to vote as a convicted felon, and was wondering, your friend Mark Johnson that's running for president, first off, is he good about Second Amendment? And second off, would he possibly overturn this thing so more of us guys can get out and vote if we have a felony on our record?
Well, Mark Johnson is not on the podcast here tonight, brother, so he's not here. But I don't know if the governor of the Republic wants to answer that. Governor from the free state of Colorado, you want to answer that real quick, if you don't mind? I mean, Mark Johnson's not here. They're giving me a question here that I can't do.
Okay.
So
I'm sorry about that, but I guess it just boils down to, if Mark Johnson became president, would Joe Gibson be first lady? And Jamie is a...
yeah, all right. You're off the air now.
Oh, boy.
Okay, there you go. Yeah, I know. You see, that's what. Look, when you're famous on the internet and on Twitter and LinkedIn, you're going to get these people. They will work very hard just to get you with that one little spot. But what I want to do is, Jamie, look, we got 7 minutes left. I had the governor here. I don't see. I'm looking for the Hurtlers here. I wish the Hurtlers would have freaking called in tonight, man. They got so much knowledge. I mean, they really do. They're so busy all the time, but I understand that. Jamie, to take 2 minutes, wrap up the podcast. I'm going to give the governor the last 5 minutes of the podcast here tonight. That's what I want to do for the governor. I have to do that out of respect as a brother, as someone that I trust and I love very much. Go ahead, Jamie. Take 2 minutes, and then I'm going to let the governor wrap up the podcast. Go ahead.
All right, for all you listeners out there, you just gotta open your eyes and look at the bigger picture out there. Things have been changing in the last few years, and a lot of people don't agree with what Donald Trump has put in place. But if you can see broad spectrum in things, open your eyes. You can see the changes coming, and it's going to change for the good. And to be aware of your surroundings, go to your meetings, your local meetings, go to your state meetings, do some research. You'll see where the change needs to happen, and you can see where the change has not happened, and that's where you want it. You want to open some eyes to what's really going on and what can be. Get out there, and if you don't want to speak at these things, you don't have to. Just get out there and watch. Get out there and listen. I don't really know.
Jamie, I think you said it all, actually. People need to get involved. That's the most important part. I'm going to let the governor wrap up the rest of the show, actually. So thank you, Jamie, so much for your call in. I appreciate that. That's awesome. Actually, she's out there freaking fighting. I mean, she's out there in front of the state legislator. I mean, I've watched her videos and everything. She's out there fighting. So, Governor, the floor is yours to wrap up the podcast here tonight, which is a very powerful podcast. Hopefully everyone will download it and share it and do whatever the hell they do. I don't know. Go ahead, Governor.
Thank you, Dr. Joe. earlier I was wanting to make a point, and then we got sidetracked. I talked about Lincoln got a government in name only, but didn't have a quorum of representation. And the reason that's important is because that's what established a corporation. But now, the corporation is about to find itself in the same position, is that once these 144,000 plus sealed indictments are opened and enough of these elected officials are arrested, we now are in the same boat that Lincoln found himself in, only now we have a corporation ruling us under UCC law that's non-existent. And so this is a big thing in the world. Look at what's going on with the stock market and everything else, and because of this virus that's going around, or the threat of it. And so when this house of cards starts coming down, it's going to be like the Twin Towers, and once it gets going, it's really going to accelerate. And the Republic is the rule of law, like it or not, because it is a government, a representative government of, for, and by the people. And this is your protection, your birthright, your Constitution as an American. And the days of wine and roses are over, and we're going to be facing a new reality here very quickly. And Jamie, I would really appreciate a contact. You can get to us through contact us on the website, republicfortheunitedstatesofamerica.org. I'd love to share some information and have a personal conversation with you. I appreciate your sharing tonight, and this is what this is all about. This is yours now, people. What are you going to do with it? And not only is it your gift, it's your responsibility. And thank you, all you Second Amendment people, for standing up for Virginia. And I got to say, if you don't know, God showed up, because the 7 busloads Antifa people that were on their way to come disrupt the meeting got waylaid along some highway outside of town and held up until after the rally started breaking up. I thought that was interesting.
Governor, you can't. Yeah, now, why are you letting us, our intelligence there, putting, we had to put a stop to that somehow. You know that. Come on now.
That's right. But, it always helps when God shows up. And we're in one of those moments, my friend, like it or not. And, get involved. Own it. Enjoy it.
Amen.
It.
Amen.
Drive it
That's
down
right.
the road.
Yeah.
This is yours.
Amen. You know what? God bless everybody
Dr.
that
Joe.
did tune in tonight. Yeah. Thank you, Governor. I appreciate it. Thank you. God bless everybody. Take care. Tune into the next show. Trust me, you want a voice, you come onto this podcast. blogtalkradio.com/Joseph Gibson. Take care.